it's
In
just
case
the
of special
beginning
guys,
of a
I'm gonna be recording
mesmerizing
this because I
adventure.
said I would leave off in the office, but there's a new
What's the
console
office?
thing.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Or,
I can hear
oh,
audio.
here
I
we
can hear
go.
audio.
All
Too.
right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
How about you go slurp on it?
What?
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... Oh, okay. Let's
It's
see
the
the
biggest piece
content.
of dog
Give me the
shit.
content, Stanley.
No.
What?
All
Jump!
right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh my god, finally. Boing. Boing. I'm not jumping. You know what? Hold up. No.
Every
I'm good.
time Joseph jumps, he throws it back. Every time.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Nigger, nigger.
I finally get to jump in this game.
How's this old ass piece of shit wood gonna? Really, nigga?
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
This is good to eat too. And some dinner too.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar.
Wait a
And don't
minute.
get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What
I'm about to get
quality
that trophy,
assurance
and,
department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
You mean X?
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the
No.
game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
No.
No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
No.
What do you say, friend?
No. Fuck.
Bruh, really? Hey, Joseph, no, you don't get to eat your Takis yet.
Yay! Holy shit! Fuck yes.
Nigger.
Stanley.
Stanley loves to spin his block every single time.
Stanley, what happened to the office?
Yeah, who spinned the whole entire block?
Really?
Psst.
Freddy Fazbear.
Come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Stanley? Oh.
It splashed all over my face. Nigger.
Bro. I don't know if I'm really feeling this new content Archer Deluxe.
Hey, Joe says, how was your day at school, mate?
Good.
Good.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it
Yeah,
got
it's
me
horrible.
thinking
Did you
about the past
did you blow
and how
up
much
anything
better
yet?
the Stanley Parable used to be. So I
No.
made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find
Oh,
it.
yay.
Just our little secret. Take a look.
Watch it be some stupid shit. Okay, yeah, never mind. It's not stupid.
Freedom?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
The British Academy of Film Television Arts.
Call of Duty Black Ops 3 was better. Tourette! A trip down memory lane. What?
Oh, $1! Wait.
Tourette! At least I don't have to play this because I'm eating.
Wait. Oh. That's it. This is it. Okay, if this is true and this is someone's actual hamster in real life, rest in peace to little Stanley.
Yeah, rest in peace to Comrade Stanley. Wow, I cannot speak at all.
And over here is where I get reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk
dog
now.
shit.
A lifeless
no, it's not. I actually
husk
love the game.
with an hour of new elevator content.
Ooh, door. Wait. Original or new That door just closed in it. Oh, okay. Thank God. The original remake. That's me! Wait, PlayStation Zoom.
Mm.
Oh, I can't.
Screenshot. Come on, make some shots, bro.
Button.
Button.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
What?
The serious room.
Cap. Really, nigga? Get the head out. Get the head out. Get out!
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
I want to go back to India. Hey, can we go back to the 1800s? Panzer Geladen.
A door.
Wait, hang on. I
I'm
don't
not
recall
supposed to be
this
here.
part of the memory zone before. What's
Kill me
this?
first,
What's
kill
down
me.
here?
Freedom.
Oh, no.
Freedom.
Oh, God, no, Stanley.
shut up,
It's a
shut up.
collection of reviews
Brrr,
from
I can't hear you.
pressurized gas.
I can't hear you.
The
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I
extremely
can't hear you.
popular
Shut up,
online
shut
storefront
up.
for computer games.
Fuck.
I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Reviews. Probably horrible.
George! Damn. Damn.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny? I'm not trying to be funny.
Oh!
I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I know though for a fact that was on Steam right there. That was Steam for a fact.
Yeah, Jake. I do. The bucket.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
No,
Oh,
no,
goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't.
My radar is fucking
Yeah.
airy.
What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I
I
feel
don't like the whistling.
like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the
Right.
Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of
What
the
is
Stanley
happening?
Parable. That's my
Oh!
motto today, and
Oh,
it's
we're
always
dead.
been my motto. I'd do anything.
Is that
for the
my
customers.
Kasaka?
Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Right there.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts
Shut
to...
up.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal
Actually, should have
flourishes and
listened to
lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a
Wait,
rumination
so
and
if
more
it's
of a
1
treatise.
o'clock,
Or maybe a...
Penis.
Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption,
Blech.
it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To
Cookie
be
down.
honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works. Perhaps that would have been a smart thing to... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not
Right.
unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated.
no.
Bro, damn.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Bro, damn.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
Damn.
2 weeks.
Bro, damn.
I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's
Damn.
just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking?
Chick,
It isn't, Stanley.
should I do it?
It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because... Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you.
Damn.
To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel.
I ain't
of
gonna lie,
missed
you put the skip button
opportunities.
there.
I felt nothing at all but regret
Bruh.
for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of
Shut
both
up.
Really, nigga? No.
Stanley? No, I'm sorry. I actually liked your commentary.
Man, shut your... Bruh.
Jake, I think we took him for granted.
Is it too late to change your mind?
Man, shut up.
But they didn't understand the game
Oh.
was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic
Stanley,
little
I'm here.
thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising
me what
heart
I'm
the
pressing this
words
button.
that they are speaking.
Donnie there. You are so lucky I couldn't put a...
Jake, you wanna know something different?
What?
The light stopped flashing.
Right now. Maybe the place lost power. I don't blame him.
Boo!
The end is never the end, is
Oh,
never
you see
the
Grandpa.
end, is never the 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 end, is never
I'm
the
looking it up.
end, is never the 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 end,
Stop
is
slurping
never the
up.
end, is never the 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 end.
Nigger.
Press it again.
That's expected.
I think it's been like 50 years.
Or 60. Or 80.
What time is it? Oh,
Right
Wait.
now.
light. Bee in my ear.
Bruh.
Life. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, this is peaceful.
I think people want fun, man.
I'm sitting here forever. I kind of feel bad for Stanley now. Don't you?
Yup, yup.
I mean, he's dead.
Nigger.
Can't do nothing.
I just thought he was an AI.
But sometimes you have to get through things in your life.
Nigger.
Oh.
Stupid nigga.
Skip, skip. Wait.
This reminds me of Finance at, wait, what was it reminds me of? That reminds me of Poppy Playtime, not gonna lie. Okay, that just reminds me of Nothing But the Devil. Okay, okay, can we just get out of here? Huh? BBC, 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 BBC.
My screen is...
Oh my god.
Are we in Egypt? What's happened?
I think we're in India. No, we're not in India, Falcon. We're in, yeah, we're in the Sahara deserts.
Oh, I can't skip no more. Stanley?
Stanley?
I miss you. Pause.
I don't want to know what the fuck happened here. But damn.
Please don't tell me. No, I don't want to. I don't want to restart.
Bruh. Bruh, Stanley suffered. Penis.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Not again. The end is never, the end is never. The end is never, the end is never, the end is never, the end is never, the end is never. Jake.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even
Go back to the
further.
old one.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Jake, I'm gonna restart the share thing.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Okay, me back in your.
And look where we are.
What the hell? My lord.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for
Type
it.
shit.
I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort
Is that
of
a fucking
naturally
monkey?
spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Really? Can I jump? Shit. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're here at the new content Stanley Parable 2. We're gonna be.
Want a cookie, Joseph? Okay, here you go. Here. Hey, no writing it, okay?
This is.
Okay, this is fucking beautiful.
Oh my god. This is the part that the guy played.
Chica!
Go on, try out some of the new features.